What's up, everybody? So we are 1 week out from Syndicate, first week of the semifinals. Last night we got the word that we have the 2 CrossFit HQ workouts that will be in every semifinal that will test everyone at the same time of their competition. So one is a 2014 regionals workout, which is 10 rounds, 1 legless rope climb, 170-foot run. So it's a down and back shuttle. You just have to touch the end and get back. And then the other one's going to be a complex where we're going to be doing squats. Squat clean, front squat, shoulder to overhead. So for max weight, you get 3 attempts on that one and it's on a clock. So we'll test both of them today. And then as the workouts come rolling out, we'll obviously just focus on those and hit those as many times as we can. That's where training kind of switches, because we throw what we had planned out the window and we hit those to get the athletes ready for what event they're going to be going to.
All right, so we're looking at 2 events coming up here for all of semifinals. It's kind of nice that this is the first year that they've done where they've kind of created some uniformity across all of the events, kind of going back to a little bit of that regionals feel, but then allowing for a little bit more creativity with also some of the event organizers so that they can provide 4 events, whereas CrossFit provides 2 events. Although we did hear that CrossFit did have some sort of play and sign off on the other 4 events for each one of these semifinals. So it's kind of nice to see that there's 2 events. I really like that they put a strength event and then also a repeat from a previous regionals event in there, seeing some running with that legless rope climb, and then also looking into a heavy complex. And I specifically really like heavy complexes as a strength event, so that it kind of takes account for a little bit more of a strategy in terms of how you go about those jumps.
I go to the max.
Yeah, all the time?
I think the more my body can acclimate to a stimulus, whenever I face that stimulus again, I know exactly what that's going to feel like, so it never catches me off guard. I feel like I'm always one to really break things up very strategically and be able to pace it out in order to optimize the best time. So I think being able to go through it as hard as I can, see whether I can go faster or whether I need to dial it back a little bit, I think is very important. I would rather make those mistakes now than when I get into competition. I have 100% confidence of my approach to that workout, and I know it's going to be successful.
Walk like I built this town. Steps so light, I barely touch the ground. Everybody wants to know how. Brick by brick, I put them in the ground. Walk like I built.
I don't like to gauge my 1 reps based off of what I'm hearing from other athletes. But if I feel like my weights need to go up a little bit, that's something that I will change in the middle of an event. That was something I did last year. I planned to finish my snatch at 285, and I went out there and hit 295, which is awesome. And I was able to PR that lift, but that was just being able to adapt on the fly and kind of not think about it. I don't like to overthink my lifts too much, because I think that's one of those things, you either have it or you don't have it, and if you're feeling good and you want to go for it, then you go for it.
Never took a hill and made it back. Told the dogs that we gon' get it, that's a fact. You counting on me, I can't let my people down, yeah. Standing tall, 10 toes to the ground, I was eating those free lunches, now I'm paid from these rats. I've been spazzing here lately, they done told me just relax. They been sleeping on the boy, I don't ever take no naps. Got that rubber band flow, they just told me I done slapped, and I'm going in further than they ever thought I would. They tryna talk to me, I told them not to what. I've been up on it, I swear that I'm coming to kill them. They don't want to smoke, I got firewood. I've been a moving, ayy, I cannot lose it, ayy. I swear I'm glowing up, now I illuminate, yeah. This year I'm blowing up, no exceptions. I've been going in. Check the expressions, I swear lately you can feel it now. I got them stressing, tell them all, I swear I got it.
So when we're looking at the clean complex, we've got a couple of options to where we can power clean or we can squat clean that first bar, but we want to make sure we're taking into account the risk of also wasting a miss, I guess. So we have to be very smart once we get onto the floor, and that's why we practice it here, to make sure we're comfortable maybe doing 1 power and 2 squat, or if we need to squat them all, because it all comes down to the jerk. So whatever can save our legs the most, that's what we're looking for today, and we'll probably test this 2 to 3 times before the event.
Big time, no man now. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine.
So we're doing the legless workout that just got announced for all of the semifinals. So this is one that we'll be doing at every single one of them. And this is a repeat from 2014 at CrossFit Regionals. So we have quite a bit of data on this, obviously, with those numbers. CrossFit's come a long way since then, so times will be faster, we're assuming. It's a little bit different though, because we get to do one straight shot and back, so like a long shuttle run. On this, what we're really looking for is discrepancy when it comes to men and women on times, right? Because men will be able to sprint through this really quickly, where the women may need to take a second here or there and may even walk the last couple feet of theirs to get ready for those rope climbs. This is something that'll be a big factor depending on how the arena is set up. So what we're thinking and what we think will happen at the MAC and Syndicate is that they'll go long ways this year instead of the short. So it'll just be a down and back. If some of the other semifinals don't have that, they may need to go like a down back, which could play a big factor in the times where on that overall leaderboard, it may shuffle things up a little bit, but we think, you know, like some of our athletes like Saxon will do really well on this one. It's right in his wheelhouse, and it'll give us a gauge of going into the games where he'll stack up on those things when it comes to a high skill like a legless rope climb.
So that was in 2014. I think we're to a point in the sport where a lot of athletes that were there in 2014 kind of worked their way out into masters or retired. And I don't think you have too many athletes that go back and look at the history of workouts and tested workouts from, you know, 2012, 13, 14, even 2015. So I think there's very few athletes that have actually done this workout, and being able to go through these workouts already and know what to expect, I think that's a huge advantage, and it's going to allow me to kind of push past that threshold and really test the boundary.
We're wrapped up for the day. It is Wednesday, so the crew's got an active recovery day tomorrow. Like we spoke about, training looks a little bit different now that we're getting some events rolled out. We're looking at more of the decreased volume, but also the intensity to be peak towards the events that we will be practicing. So when we look at things like rest day tomorrow, we want to get as much nutrition as we can, good sleep, everything that's going to prepare us to go full focus and full effort on the workouts that we know, and then repeat those for the next, whatever, 1 to 4 weeks for all of our athletes.
Who do we have the first week?
Week 1, we've got Will, we've got Paulina, and we've got Cole. So that will be at Syndicate in Knoxville. And then week 2, we've got Mac, and then week 3, Granite Games.
I think the difference is that I'm training with the best. I'm training with the proven team and all this big crew that motivate me every day. I'm being more strong and more efficient in my workouts. I have more resistance. My mentality and like trusting more myself and being more like go for it and fight for my dreams and go for my goal, that is make it to the games, and that make me feel like really proud what I am doing compared to last year, and I know that I'm doing the correct things, and I love being here because I know like I am part of the proven team, and that makes me feel really happy and proud.